people that those that did get the opportunity to be here are here. And those that didn't, rest in love and peace and happiness. But we did want to make sure everybody knew that we do have a radio station now called Quad Diva Radio. And we're going to play a couple of tunes. And then from there, all you Facebook Live, you Instagram Live, we'll go straight into Let's Sip Tea. But if you want to hear us on the radio, we on Spreaker. SPEAKER.
And it's Quad Divas Radio. That's our station. Listen to us.
If you want to call in, we do have a phone number where you can call in only for that radio station, and it's 817-404-4814. If you are calling for Let's Sip Tea, that's 214-669-3680. And with that being said, let's go ahead and play a quick tune. One of my favorite songs.
From one of our great
From
artists.
One of our good artists.
Mac K. Tell us what you think. Because I like it. Are we wrong for that? Mac K. Look him up. He's on Spotify. He's there.
Apple Music.
Hey, I was some youngins, they demons, they ain't got no mind. If you swing, then my niggas die. If I link with your bitch and I hear from the back, put my phone out, hit Instagram going live. See the first nigga play the
go live.
CK with that pocket rocket, pop a nigga dying. See, I ready to do 5.
And he will be here. He's going to be on our radio station. We're going to be talking to him live. Get ready for him. He'll be back because he was here already. That's why he's on Spotify and Apple Radio, iTunes. Keep it going. He's blowing up on you. He's coming fast. He's coming quick. Is he wrong for that?
Hey, thank everybody who purchased them. 25,000 listeners strong. Let's make that $1 million for 2020.
Stopping for Let's Sip Tea. He's gonna hit on suicide.
Mental health and suicide.
Nobody wrong for it. But look us up on the radio. Quad Divas. Got our radio station. We were playing all new artists. We're going to be featuring them. You're going to hear them.
So if you want your music on, hit us up. Quad Consulting.
208 0020.
We will feature your song.
And we're going to be like K104. You hated us, now you like it. You let us know. The listeners don't tell us.
Exactly.
You like it or you don't like it, you let us know.
No cap, no scut. Okay.
But y'all all like that one. So that's why he's hitting like he hitting. Yeah, he's not wrong for that.
And going straight into a quick commercial note to self, there is a foundation up and coming, the Atatiana Jefferson Foundation. That foundation will help on scholarships and help on mentoring young children. Look for that website also on Quad Consulting Services, and that's on both pages, Facebook and Instagram. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to switch over here to Facebook so Facebook can get the understanding that we are ready for Let's Sip Tea.
Look, we finna go in. We want your thoughts. We want your opinions. Everybody come with it.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your host, Honey Jai, and my co-host,
Nicole is here.
And we are here to talk to you about mental health and suicide. we chose this topic based on so much that's going on with our youth and going on with the just people in general not being able to deal with what's going on with society and those hidden mental issues. Also, I wanted to let you guys know because Instagram is ahead of you. We have a radio show now. So,
Quad Divas radio station.
yes,
Yes.
super
We're
excited.
excited about it.
It's super exciting.
Yes.
But getting into the topic, I was forwarded a video, and this video was about this young lady that her son had committed suicide. I'm not going to go into depth into it, but she was so torn about what had happened to her son. I mean, I don't know how I would have felt if that would have been me, because I have two sons, and just to know that anything, just anything that happened to them and we can't prevent it, it's already a problem. But then to know that he's having an issue and we can't help, that's another one. Hey Minerva, how are you, sweetheart? With that being said, that video, it touched me real tight. And then you realize that some people that haven't even been diagnosed with a mental illness is walking around every single day amongst us, every single day, sitting and smiling. And I wanted to, when we're thinking about this, I was hoping that maybe we can gather how we can start paying attention to some signs, because there are some signs when someone's going through something. If you know that person is live and they live in color, and all of a sudden they just no longer live, they're no longer participating, they're no longer being who they used to be, then I think as a people, as a villagers, we're going to always say, we need to step in and try to find out what's going on. It takes one simple "I love you" or "Is it okay?" or "Are you okay?" or a hug sometimes to bring them back to where they are in reality. Because in that video, that young lady stated that her son heard voices. I can't even imagine my son telling me that he hears voices. I don't know how I would be able to even have that conversation, but I think the first thing I probably would have done is got him some therapy. Something that we don't know and we don't like talking about as a black community is therapy. And you're right, depression is real, and some people don't know how to handle that depression. But at that time, that young man felt as if he took his life, that his mom would have a better life. That everything will be a lot better. From my understanding, they were, not doing so well. Things were not going good. They was living from pillar to post, and I don't know what he was going through. But right now, I want to say rest in peace, baby. And I don't know what you're going through. I'm not for sure what your name is, but God be with you, because I can't and I won't say I know what you're going through, but my virtual hug to you. I would know how or what to feel.
No, I mean that's especially when it's your child. You don't see that, you don't expect that of your child, and you feel like you should have some type of open relationship to the point they will actually come to you. But in some scenarios, like you said, he was hearing voices, and at that present time, when we get caught up in our own situations and things that's going on, we overlook a lot of things that our children are telling us, and we need to just kind of slow down a little bit and think of, okay, hold on, my child did say this to me, so let me figure out what's really happening here.
Right.
Like I said, mental illnesses is real. We don't know to the extent for a lot of people, but it is help out there. There's a lot of resources, and I think that's one main thing. We forget about the help. We forget about the utilizing the resources that we do have when we are approached with that situation. Like I said, we got to get our own self way a lot of times too.
Yeah, just think about it. One day that song plays real good in my head right now. One day you're here, and the next you're gone. Like I wouldn't know how to feel. But if you are in that type of state and you're just not feeling yourself, and you just feel like that there's no one in the world that can help you, there is a hotline, and I'm sorry I don't have it pulled up right now, and I'm going to get it to you before we even finish. But there's a hotline, and you can talk to them morning, day, or night. I've had to call it for a friend of mine once before, and it was well needed. Hey, LaDonna, how are you, sweetheart? How you doing? But it says the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and it's 1-800-273-8255. But yeah, just again, I wouldn't even know how to feel. I mean, I know sometimes we get in a mode where I won't say depressed. I can say I could get a little perturbed, and sometimes it takes me down. And it's a blessing to just have real live sisters in place to help you. You know, not all the time these people have to be your blood sister. They can be your sister. You know what I'm saying? Or my sister in Christ. Thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate you. But with that being said, try to find, if you can find that lifeline, because I'm hoping that everybody knows their job, especially women. We know our job is to be here for our sisters. So we may not want to know, and sometimes we don't have to know what's going on. Just stand, you know, because even the song, it says that after you've done all you can, you just stand. Well, some people don't know how to stand. So stand there with them until they can get through it, because depression is so real with the holidays going through and everything else. And some people didn't even make it to New Year's or made it to New Year's and didn't even get past the first. So I can't even imagine what transpired then. As I said before, for anyone who didn't get the opportunity to hear, we do have a Quad Divas radio station that we're so excited about.
So excited. Like, so, yay. We put in a lot of work. I wonder, I'm just going to put this out here. Where did the breakdown, how did the breakdown happen for now that the kids feel like they can't come to nobody? They can't discuss anything to anyone anymore. Where did the breakdown? Where it happened, you know? Because we have the suicide rate is real, and it's starting from kids are contemplating suicide at 6 years old, at 5. You know, they young talking about suicide. You haven't even lived your life yet.
And that's the one thing, like at that particular time, what she was basically saying was she was going through her own demons. You're right. That won't judge you and condemn you. That is true. But she was having her own demons. She was having her own moments. She was going through her life. You know, things that was bothering her in her life. You know, being a parent, trying to make sure you have a steady roof over their head, making sure everybody eats, making sure all the children are taken care of, and then you have your oldest who has a week left to go into, I think it's Georgia State University, one of the colleges in Georgia. He was leaving. He was about to be gone this week, and just so much. Like, there are signs out there, and I'm not saying we're all missing them, but somewhere we're missing them.
He took on her battles. Like, to me, he felt like he was the problem, and he really wasn't.
Thank you, Chef, for listening to me during my this morning. She said thank you for listening to her.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're so welcome. Hey, that's what we're going to be here for. We're going to talk to each other. We have a lot of things that we have to get off our chest.
Right.
So we need to have an outlet.
Correct. I mean, a phone call sometimes can save a life. I mean, just keep it real. We all have our moments. This morning, our sister, she had one. And guess what, baby? Whatever mental breakdown you have, if whatever number comes first, trust and believe.
I mean, I can tell you, at an old job, which we don't even know the signs. You never know the signs, and right. Now you have to really start looking at signs, because I remember one of my jobs, it was a couple of years, it was a long time ago, where a young lady that was my coworker, she actually committed suicide. And what she did was she actually came to work, me and the other lady. She was giving away things that we didn't really pay attention to. That's what she was doing, because she like had a dollhouse. She gave it to somebody. It was like she was always giving something away. So that week it started that Friday. We learned that weekend she committed suicide. She blew her brains out. Right before her and her husband was divorced. And he had the kids for the weekend. And right before he was dropping the kids off, she killed herself. At that present time, we was like, dang, we never seen the signs. But that was one of the signs that she was giving away valuable things. We didn't pay attention to her giving away valuable things. We thought, okay, the kids outgrew it. This is something, we thinking that's what's happening. Reason why she was giving away. No, she was actually contemplating suicide. And what it was is the guy that she was dating, he was abusive. Oh, wow. We didn't know that. He was very controlling. Right. And so you don't know what, we have to pay attention sometimes to, we don't want to never get involved, but then we have to make sure we do pay attention to the signs as well. Right. So I guess my point is when you draw that line of how you figure out, should I get involved or shouldn't I get involved? Because you have people that burn you when you do get involved. Right. Then you have those, like, you need to get involved, but it's too late to get involved. Right. So you got to try to you got to decipher when's the balance. When it is.
Right. Because, not knowing, I would hate for someone to be having a conversation with me today, and then tomorrow, right after our conversation, me not hearing or picking the key words out, and something happens to them. That would tear me up inside because I am one of the most sentimental individuals there is. And, we all have a breaking point. I'm not going to ever take that away. We all have a breaking point because we talked about one time, when does the strong get a hug? When does the strong be told it's going to be okay? Because we're strong, we don't get that. So when we say, oh, she was the strongest person I know, going back to my cousin, I told him, I said, she was like my hero. Like, she was strong. But at the end of the day, she allowed things to consume her enough to where she wound up, getting on drugs, and it took her down, and she died. She didn't die from a drug overdose or anything like that. She died from HIV. And so that was a heartbreaking moment because, like I said, we had a whole conversation prior to, you came over, gave me a hug, smooches, and then I look up and you disappeared. Was that a sign? I don't know.
And it could have been a sign of goodbye. Yeah. You never know. Because people not going to verbally say, oh, because this is my thing. You have people that, I'm going to commit suicide. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Right. But the ones that actually do it, they're not going to tell you that. Just like that woman that was giving away stuff, we didn't know. Right. We thinking it was just gifts that she was just like trying to. Right. Like everybody say, I'm gonna clean out my house, so I'm gonna give this away. I got that real bad. And so, but in the same scenario, in the same breath, she could have been doing the same thing, thinking, okay, we thinking she cleaned out her house, she giving things away, and the kids outgrown this. But in reality, she was actually contemplating to end her life, and she did do it. So, and she was on the news. She stayed in Fort Worth. It was years ago, but it was just something for us being coworkers. We was like, wow. Like, we never seen it. Like, right. We didn't see it at all. And we sit here like, wow, how could we notice this? Right. So then I think that's where, with the businesses, they actually start making people aware and start having you pay attention more, getting the hotlines out because they start making you aware of things because people were doing it.
And giving away free therapy.
Yeah. And they do have that at your job now. You call the line and you call and you go.
It's between you and that therapist. Yeah. And if that therapist believes that you need to go home, you need to go home. Mental illness is so serious. And people think, oh, that person is on drugs because of this. I have learned in the years that most people who get on drugs or overly drink or an alcoholic is suppressing something. Mm-hmm. So where you should have been medicated, your drink or your marijuana or whatever your choice of drug is, it suppresses whatever is going on. So you believe that you're straight after you have hit a drink or you have done whatever extracurricular activity that you make a choice to do.
You have the same problems
after it's gone, and I believe that's where that thirst and that quench for more and more comes because of the simple fact you're trying to get rid of what's going on. But hearing voices,
it become an addictive
nature.
Please
tell us for real, and that addictive nature is passed on to children. If anyone didn't know, it's passed on to children and their children, and so on and so on. So I would prefer it to stop at me. If there's something that, I'm not afraid to say. I had an issue with a superior. And that superior kept riding me, kept riding me, and kept riding me to the point to where she made me believe that what I was doing at work was incorrect. And it was correct. But, I mean, that pressure, it got so bad to where my hidden anxiety knocked on the door front face and got so bad to where I thought I was having a heart attack, but I was wind up having a panic attack. And that attack was so bad to where I'm rubbing my chest thinking, I said, oh, my left side done went numb and everything is going on. And, to hear that individual say, when you're done, you can leave. So it was okay for me to sit there and be in pain. But guess what? I kept sitting there. And I guess at that particular time, that individual didn't believe what I was going through was enough for me to take myself to a hospital. But when I got through with my work, I got up and I went, never forget, I went to Baylor Hospital. And Baylor kept me. Baylor kept me for 3 days. I had made my blood pressure high. I had gave myself a migraine to where I couldn't even see. And they was asking me, what's going on with you? Is it home? I mean, the first place that they ask you about is home.
Yeah.
Is home safe? That's what they asked me. Is home safe? And I said, well, home is safe. I said, but my away from home has gotten a little overwhelming. And she was like, a little. A little is not, 189, 192 over 114. That's, you're trying to kill yourself. And I was like, I was just trying to get here because I walked over there, by the way. And when they kept me, the first thing they said was, we're going to have to give you, I think it was like Vicodin or something. And it was to keep you calm. So my paperwork said I should be at home for like X amount of days. I think give me that look. But not me. I went to work that day, the next day, which was been a Monday. And Tuesday. And I gave the paperwork and I said basically, hey, how are you, LaKendra?
I would have gave the paperwork.
I gave the paperwork, and the paperwork basically said that I needed to go home, and I needed to be there at home for at least 9 days, just so that the medication can get me back to normal, per se. But I didn't. I went to work on this medication, by the way, and it said that if I would come, then my production would be a lot lower. So, to get a write-up, like 3 or 4 days later to say, the reason why we're writing you up is because your production is low. I turned in the paperwork that said that the medication that I was on was going to make my production low. In fact, I couldn't even drive myself to work.
At first, I would never been at work.
I couldn't even drive myself to work. At the time, my daughter was in high school, so my daughter had to drive me to work, and then she took herself to school. So just imagine that pressure me, I'm the adult, is putting on my child because I'm still trying to make a living at the same time thinking, well, my job is a sit-down job, so I should be okay. No, that medication, no one told me that when enough is enough. Ooh, the verbiage came out of my mouth. I would have never said on a regular day.
She really wanted to say it. So the medication made
it project. And I was, so from now on, I tell people all the time, if you on that's fuck it all. That's that real fuck it all. Because it says it. You're saying anything and you're going in. And I was like, I'm for sure. I am for sure terminated by now. And
I would have been terminated. I've been off my 9 days.
But by God's grace, the other management that was in that area saw the signs and was like, hey, I'm going to need you to make a phone call. I made that phone call. That was probably one of the best calls I had ever made, not realizing that home and work, my life balance was off. So I was taking work home, bringing work home to work, and it was just piling up. And it had gotten so bad to where it made me sick. Wake up. It made me sick. But I'm here to say that that was a 9-day struggle, 16-day adventure.
It wouldn't have been 9 days. So I would have been in the bed sleep. And they would have to figure out how to work without me for 9 days. Because my doctor told me I was off for 9 days. And I dare you to write me up when I come. I would have dared, girl, did you not know? Write me up. And I got a note that says, girl, I'll be all in the company by the time I got done.
Baby, at the end, some things did transpire. But I say that all in all, and I try to be as transparent as I can be, but I say that all in all that sometimes we don't even know that the littlest things has triggered us to a whole different level. Because at that time, I didn't see the trigger. I didn't even know I was triggered. I didn't even know that I had allowed someone to get inside of my psyche to take me that far. That's something I try my best never to do, especially today. I'm not arguing. I don't want to argue. I've never been that type of individual who like confrontation. Confrontation comes from individuals that just want to pass it on. I don't want your demons. I say that all the time. I'm not jumping ship. So your demon not gonna get the opportunity to jump on me because I'm gonna stay prayed up, and I pray that anybody that know me stay prayed. Pray PRAY for me, and not
I don't need everybody praying for me because your prayer is not sincere.
Not everyone's prayer is sincere, but those that know you, like when you praying for me, I take it.
Mine's gonna be sincere. But if you're not sincere, please do not pray for me. I love
and it's funny.
Be unto you,
right?
But don't pray for me.
Because who put the salt down and everything?
Yeah, you would never. I put salt down. And I know a lot of people don't show up in my house.
Right. I don't even like extra. That my chi gotta be balanced.
Right.
If my chi not balanced, I tend to shut down anyway. Okay, so you said LaKendra, you said it hits home. How does that hit home? I want to hear from you. You
like what hits home?
214-669-3660.
Because to be honest, it's a lot of people out there that's dealing, like we said, they are dealing with the mental issues. And kids, I'm gonna tell you like this: parents recognize those signs, but sometimes parents don't want to confess. Make it's their kid.
Right.
They don't want to say it's my kid. Oh no, my kid's not gonna have it. So we as parents
shouldn't. My child shouldn't be like that. I take care of this, and my kid is
and we don't want to take ownership that it's something wrong with your child. But we let it get out of hand. So then your kid go off
and start
and doing who knows what. That's where these serial killers come in sometimes too, because they have those channels on. Like because it be their mental issue, but it's because the parent don't want to say, "Oh, not my child, not mine."
Look at Columbine.
Yeah.
How in the world can you have that many guns in my house
and not enough?
And I don't know how many times can someone deliver something for you. And I don't know. I don't even know what's in the box. Oh, I'm not that type of parent, honey. There is no doors locked at my house.
I know what's in there.
That's cut open in. Point blank period. I don't know what you got going on. I don't know how. But that baby went in there and killed so many young people. He hurt so many people that day. And because the parent wasn't paying attention. I mean, come on now. There are certain things that we can catch as parents. We can take care of things as parents. Some parents don't want to see that. They don't have to see the signs. Somebody else and I already told you what the signs were. You just don't want to hear it.
You don't accept it.
And not accepting it is probably the worst thing you can do to your child. Because like I said, at the end, would you really want to be burying your child before you? Because I know I don't.
No, I would never want to bury my because I feel like that my child should have his. I done lived my life to the point where I am now.
Where I'm at.
So I want to give my child an opportunity to grow and live. But I still want to make sure my child is good. I call my son I got a son. He's 22. I call, you good?
Right.
And he's like, yeah, I'm good. He works all the time. So I still, as a mother, I'm checking on my child because it's still my child. Because the way the world is going in society, I don't know.
That's right.
He's out on his own. He's doing him. I'm glad that he can stand on his own 2 feet. because I've taught him how to stand on his own 2 feet. He know what to deal with, what not to deal with. But then the world still can't get the best of them. Yeah. So with the world getting the best of him, whoever, I'm gonna say, hey, what's going on with you? Right. I ain't heard from you. Are you good? What's happening? You know, if I don't lay eyes on you,
I need to at least hear you.
That part.
It's a funny thing when we say that because my son went to Missouri. And I found out that Missouri did not have the phone service that I had. I changed my whole phone service. I've always been an LG girl. I changed from LG to iPhone just so I could see him. I want to see your background. Where you at? Are you good? You say you good? Let me see how good you are. You say you in bed? Let me see the bed. Because, sometimes he's young. They love doing things they ain't supposed to do. No way.
We were stupid.
We was
dumb.
Exactly. Our parents didn't have this to keep up with us. They didn't.
Look, we had a phone booth at quarters.
And baby, please call.
And the people, because you had to beep. When you got that beep, you better stop what you're doing and call.
For real. I know that's right. LaDonna says amen to that, sis. And I agree these days parents should check on their kids daily. For real. But I'm telling you, I will call him and you good? Have you eaten? I have a son. He's 22 and he's in the doggone army. And I still, hey, you good? Did you eat today? Because in the army, they moving so fast that this man will miss chow. He will miss dinner. And then, of course, he's trying to do other things to make himself elevate when he leaves the army. So he's concerned with his exit. So with that being said, have you ate? When was the last time that you did something for you, son? Did you get the opportunity to, check out what you need to check out? Sometimes we have to remind them it's not being, an overprotective hen.
That's what they think we are.
Right.
Because we the mama.
It's not. I just wanted him to succeed and not do so much because I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to contest to that. I'm the first to say that I will do too much. And I do not know sometimes what the limit is of stopping. So you have friends and you have your mate and they tell you good night. I even have some extended mamas that was like, you need to go to bed and you need to eat better. And the job can take care of itself. But you need to eat lunch.
Because I like this, how we look at it. At the end, that job is still going to replace you.
Correct.
But you cannot replace yourself for being a parent to your child. Now, I can't replace that. I can't replace the love that I have for my child. I can't do that, But my thing is, I feel like for my son, even at 22, he's a male. He's still going to not tell mommy.
Correct.
Everything. He's not going to do that. But I feel like we have an open relationship enough to, if I know something wrong, because I can hear it in the voice.
Correct.
I can hear, what's going on with you? The patterns change. I understand something's not right.
Correct.
That's where we come into play. Look, right. I'm coming to bat. I'm coming to battle. Right. Now that's when you see the boots come on.
That's when we get out the car. Hey, and bring you some food because we really want to be in your business, but we don't want to be in your business. We just need to see you. Make sure you're good. Make sure that you are okay. Because society already slams our young men, and there's no one to hold them unless they meet the right woman. And
then you had those women. I mean, that's a whole nother subject.
Yes,
but we don't stay on the suicide. I feel like,
just to keep our men because that seems to be the high number.
They keep everything bottled up.
Yes, they don't want to talk. Therapy is a no for them. Hey, therapy is a no for a lot of African American people. But hey, at the end of the day, you got to get that off of you. Everybody is not a good ear. What did I say? Oh, even if they're grown, they're still your children. Yeah, they are still. For real. I mean, there's a song that say, it was played on my favorite, Creed 2, and she sung it when he was walking out, and she said, I will go to war. That is me when it comes to my family. I will go to war for them. Because some men, as strong as you are, hey Rita, as strong as you are, still need someone there to hold your back. And just feel like that is what God made us for. So, with having issues like that, talk to someone, anyone. And if you feel like it's just getting overwhelming,
call somebody.
Please.
Pick up the phone. Don't call the negative Nancy now. Don't call that person.
Please don't call the one who always have an issue.
But I want to just talk to especially the parents, now, even the young parents now. There are signs that it's out there that we overlook. Cause like I told you, the incident with the lady at the job that we didn't know. But check on your kids. Go to their room. Sit down and have a conversation. I'm telling you, my son can tell you, we play video games together. I'm in there, he and high right along with his friends and buddies. So we talking about whatever because I make them feel comfortable. And when you make them feel comfortable, they'll start opening up. We played basketball outside. We did all kind of crazy stuff to make the kids to feel free enough they can come to you about something. Yes, we're not going to be there for everything because life, they're going to have to learn how to deal with and cope with things. But that's where you teach them how to deal and cope. You give them the coping skills.
Right.
A lot of people don't have those coping skills anymore. You want to know why? Again, we go back to that communication piece. Communication now is this, electronics, your phone. You text it. What you doing over there today, tomorrow, son? You want something to eat tomorrow?
Right. What you want?
Why we can't pick up the phone?
Why you can't come in my face? Don't ask me nothing.
If we're in the same household, I'm coming to your room, knocking on the door. What you doing? Why you ain't blah blah blah? If we're not in the same household, I'm going to call you. Hey, what's that? You hungry? You got some groceries?
Right. Mama cooked. that's the key right there. Yeah. Mama cooked. You can get your son there quickly.
Oh, they at the door with clothes and washing everything. And for the young ladies, I never had the opportunity to have another child because I didn't want another one. But I didn't have no girl. But I feel like even with the nieces that I do have, I could tell them to teach them how to cope with certain things and teach them not to be involved in a lot of things. Because when you get involved and you start consuming other people's problems and people start taking their problems on, that's when this mental...
That's the spirit.
That's that bad spirit. And then the health start going down. Then you get all this negative things going on in your head. That's where the negative stuff start happening with the kids as well.
I mean, one of the biggest things that I didn't think was real until like seeing it and experiencing people who actually had it was paranoid schizophrenia.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was BS. I did. I just thought that maybe people was just doing BS just to do BS until I met a young gentleman who had it. And yeah, it took a huge toll because I was thinking maybe they just putting him on medication, just be putting him on medication. No, that's a need. That medication is truly needed.
That's a true chemical imbalance.
Right. What I have learned is that if the medication makes you sluggish, it is too strong for you. So talk to your doctors because I know there's a lot of folks out there who have mental illness and they won't tell someone because they fear that an individual will leave them alone or they may lose friends or whatever it is. But somebody got to know. Somebody got to hold you accountable to save yourself because that's a chemical imbalance that has to be kept balanced. And if it's not kept balanced, they can really hurt you. Not intentionally, but they can hurt you. They can hurt you physically, mentally, and that physical is scary. They make threats that they will keep and honor, and just thinking about it got me.
It's draining period.
It is,
regardless if you have to deal with a person of that nature, because especially when you are very compassionate about a lot of things, and they would take that. They could drain that compassion out of you.
Right out of you.
So you have to be careful.
They can make a positive situation
very negative.
Be negative because, again, that's that chemical imbalance. I forgot what they said. It's something with the cerebral and how it's connected. So where it's supposed to have an energy between the two, it doesn't. It's a friction. So that's where the friction comes in, straight out of their mouth. I know a couple of people like that, and yeah, they're scary. And they'll say something, and you're thinking to yourself, "Now, why the heck would you say that?"
Now, Shell got voices. I'm going to tell you her 3 voices. Rochelle, Nicole, and Shell. Them the 3 voices that talk to her crazy ass because she crazy. This girl be crazy. But the one voice tell her, girl, stop. This voice tell her, girl, you better quit all that craziness. And this voice like, girl, boo. that I don't have no voices.
Now, I always say I got some different personalities. I won't say no voices, but I do have different personalities.
But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to talk to myself if I'm peed off.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to talk to myself. I got to calm myself down.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. Herman said his niece committed suicide a few years ago, and she had become severely paranoid. Prior to that, we saw. I can't when you go into long sentences. I can't see everything that you say. I do apologize because I try to read everything off, but I do sympathize with you on that because that's a terrible thing. They see things that we can't see. You can have a frown on your face, but you're talking to them, but you're frowning about something you're reading, and they will swear it's geared to them. Or you could be smiling about something, or you on your phone and you just giggle about something past, and they think you're laughing at them because something transpired and bothered them. You don't even know what they be going through. But what I do understand is a lot of people out here that suffer from that. It does happen so fast. I've had one to tell me, literally, like, and then I believe them. You don't even know what I believe them. I believe them so much to where I removed myself from their presence. They had basically just said that they would just burn my house down. And I was like, wow.
Not burn your house down.
Burn my house down. Thank you so much. I don't even want to talk to you. You know, that was something I had never
he said
seen.
it happened so fast.
It just before it. My niece committed suicide a few years ago, and she had become severely paranoid. Prior to that, we saw the signs, but it happened so fast. Yeah, those signs are quick. They're real quick. They see something that we don't see. I call them special eyes, because they'll see a lot of things that we don't see.
I wonder who's the orthodontist.
The movie Us was weird to me.
The eyes.
Right. That was too. But the movie Us, some people took it one way and I took it another way. I took it as though her inner her wanted to be her outer her. And that's the reason why she pretty much switched lives with the outer her, learned how to talk, and became her. The actual one who was out, she wanted her life back. And so she started a whole revolution to get her life back, even if that meant everybody behind the scenes with issues had to come front forward. That's what happened. That was kind of like one of the weirdest movies I had ever seen, but I had to watch it twice. Some people took it as the man was being too weak. Some people took it as a lot of things, but I know one thing, and I've always said it, that if if my husband hear me say, I don't feel right going there, better not take me there.
But Herman, yeah, you was there and it happened 20 minutes later, but Herman, that would never stopped it. If that was something that was already geared and going, just because if you would stayed or left, it was going to happen some form of fashion, because in the same way, we don't know what God's plan is.
Correct.
We don't know. So either way, you can't put that on you for not staying.
Right. I mean, what were you going to do? You were going to babysit her? You can't. You can't. Again, that's where that medication comes from. And like I said, if anyone out there that is listening to this and you have mental issues and you're on medication and it makes you sluggish, please go back to your doctor and let them know it's too strong for you. You should never feel sluggish. You should be able to function. That's the whole purpose of the medication. So you can function and be a productive individual. And being on that medication and putting you sluggish and making you sleep, that's not a way to live. And how do you live? How do you even learn to even try to learn to cope with what you got going on? It's already difficult that everything looks so enhanced and intense when it's not. We could be sitting here laughing and talking, and someone with paranoid schizophrenia right across from us who tripped and we didn't pay no attention to would swear we were laughing or talking about them.
Yeah.
That's what I believe is happening to us right now, where so many people are being shot and killed. This state is not together.
No.
It's not together. It's not like the United States says before you go get a pistol, you need to get a psychological evaluation. If they had that, I guarantee you a lot of people who has the license to carry would not carry. I'm glad that you understand that, but and again, I truly empathize because that's a terrible thing. But at the end of the day, don't regret. She would not want you to. That's a horrible barrier to carry, being regretful. I won't say I regret anything that has transpired in my life. A lot of things I could have stopped. A lot of things I wish I would have stopped. But since I did not, I will not regret it. It happened, and it happened to make me be who I am today. I'm a different type of character today. I'm not the same that I was when I was 16, 17, and 18 years old. Nowhere near that little girl who was naive and just saw the word for what it was and add a couple of, sprinkle some cherries on top, and poof, that was what word was for me. When it got real is when things start transpiring in my home, when my mom got ill. So that made me wake up. So to me, that was one part of my life that God said, okay, you're going this way, let's go this way. And I had to follow that path. So again, whatever feeling that you have, whatever thoughts that you have, tell somebody. I even found another number for Texas. It's 1-800-7-WE-CARE. Those are the numbers that I have found. We have one for North Texas, which is a 214-682-1000. You know, this is a touchy subject only because we don't understand. And no, I'm not a psychologist, and I won't say that I have a psychologist degree. But what I can say is experience is a good teacher, and it's a learning lesson. And I've learned a lot paying attention to different people and their signs. Like I said, I watched a young boy, he didn't destroy his life because God has his hands on him right now. But he almost destroyed his life by having an illness that he could not control and did not know what to do in order to control it. I mean, sometimes we have to be more mindful. You know, you see a kid running into a wall, banging their head on the wall, you laugh. Not funny. Find out what's going on. You have your kid acting up, screaming out loud in the store, being disrespectful. No, check that out. Pay attention to the signs. You got kids that slur when they talk. What's going on? You have kids who can't talk. What's going on? You got kids that won't talk, scared to talk. You got to figure out what's going on. We can figure that out between the ages of 1 and 3. We can actually get that taken care of. We don't know the demons that they have or may have to go through, but letting them know that it's okay to be different, that is something that none of us know how to do. It's still a learning thing when it comes to me. You know, just trying to be there. I speak to at-risk youth, and some of them, the thoughts that they have about their own parents, it's really hurtful. And, you know, I can't say that person earn that. But what I do say is the Bible tells you to do one thing, and it asks you to honor thy mother and thy father. So let's start there. I'm not telling you that what you did is not right, because who am I to judge? I will never judge, but I am going to let you know that you do know right from wrong, and if you don't, you need to seek help. So where you are is where you should be. When the signs are there, do something for the person. Don't wait. For real. They tell you. Some people go into making up some stories out of nowhere. You're trying to figure out, okay, is that what you've seen? Because you have some people, I know everyone knows the little game where you whisper in someone's ear, and by the time it gets to the end of the room, it becomes a whole different sentence or word, or just changed up 100% by the end of the room. Some people are just like that. We can see the exact same thing, but the way that individual perceives it is so detrimental that it comes out a different way, even though you've seen the same thing, or maybe 5 of you guys seen this way, and you look it up and you realize, wait a minute, where did you get that from? That's not what transpired. A lot of people go through a lot of things, and not being able to be there for them because we ignore, or because we don't want to, or just because we feel that it is not our place to take part. That is no longer something we should say. Anyone that's able to sit on the same table with you, or you can reach out to or have a conversation with, those are individuals that you should always ensure that they're okay. I mean, my co-host all the time, we walk out of a door, same time to come to the same destination, but we're coming from 2 different areas. Her area is closer than mine when it comes to coming out here to Arlington. But we still know that at the end, if I haven't made it by a certain place, my phone is officially ringing. Where are you? Are you on your way? We gotta check on one another, guys. Like, check on the individual that you haven't heard from in years. I would hate that if you checked on them today and find out that something happened to them yesterday. I mean, that's really, really sad.
Note to self, just check on me.
And I understand it happens so fast. Everything happens fast. I mean, I'm gonna ask this question, and it may seem like I'm being facetious, and I promise you I'm not. But if you're standing on top of a building and your thought pattern is to jump off of it, by the time you lean forward, do you have opportunity to stop yourself? No, you don't. You have already given all the weight forward, and now you're going to fall. Everything happens fast, Herman. So like I said, try not to allow that to take you down, because that's almost adding depression to you. Regrets are a form of depression. Everything is a spirit. Trust me. Everything is a spirit. Depression is a spirit. Paranoid schizophrenia, that's not a spirit. That's a chemical imbalance here. It's a chemical imbalance. That's why it has to be medicated. Bipolar disorder, that's just like a person who just can't control themselves. That's how I look at it. Because if that's the case, we all a little bipolar. Keep that real.
Bipolar.
Keep that real. We all have a little bipolarness in them. Because I can go to sugar.
What's no? What's no?
What are you saying no for? I can go from sugar to real quick. Does that mean I need to be medicated for it? No. I need to control myself better. I need to take better care of what I got going on and stop allowing people to get in.
I mean, this is the thing. The signs are going to be there, like we said. The signs are always there, but they're not going to alert you and say, "Hey, I'm going to do this." Like, they're not going to say, "Hey, this is the sign that I'm giving you." Right. No, it's not going to happen that way. The main thing is, like I tell people, we might think it's very tragic of how people are taking their own lives, how people are dying for these days. But you never know why God put it out there like that. You can't just say just because these people getting shot, he already know how you're gonna die before you die. It's already there. So it could be an eye opener. It could be something to save our people. Let's figure out how to put this negative into positive.
Correct.
You know, and that's where we gonna have to start coming together again. Be like, we're not gonna be able to save the world. We're not gonna be able to say, well, you can just reach out to one person. Just get one. You have done your job. Just one.
About the building comment. Oh, okay. No, I mean, real talk. I mean, if you're standing there and you're trying to lean forward, you're trying to catch yourself after you lean forward, you're pretty much gonna fall. Period. Yeah. Because everything, all the body weight has went forward, and it's official. You can't change your mind in dead scene.
Oh, well, I'm jumping off this building. Oh, I don't want to jump.
But and you put the pressure here. It's a done deal.
Now take your shirt off and you make a parachute.
To me, I mean, that's a lot of thought.
Yeah.
To put a gun to your face, or the worst, hanging yourself.
Because literally, the girl that she blew her brains out. Like she put a shotgun in the door, and when it opened, it blew. She made it somehow where the trigger hit.
And that's somebody who just didn't want to be here anymore. Let's keep that real. That's somebody who just
she got three girls.
Tired.
She had 3 girls.
I mean, I would love my hat's off to anyone who has to deal with it. My hat's off for anyone who has dealt with it. And my hat's off to anyone who sees the signs and failed someone. Don't fail another person. If you failed them yesterday, don't fail them anymore.
Well, now you know what to look for.
Exactly.
You know, I think that's the main thing because we didn't have that a lot. You know, so we didn't know the signs.
About that.
So you didn't know like what to look for and what to see. Right. But now it's more out there now.
Just just jumping on topic for a couple of seconds. Back in the day, shoot, uncles and granddaddies and stuff was touching on the kids, and it was absurd. No one said anything.
It was swept up on the road.
It was just pushed. Mm-mm. But today, it's coming out, and now, you know, we're adding, you know, what it is. But what do you think those people who it happened to back then?
What their mental state is now.
Mental state is. They're not. So if they see it happening to their own child, it's either two things is going to transpire. A, they know they don't want it to happen, or B, it happened to me and I'm still here. That's it. There is no gray area. It is what it is when it comes to mental health. It is what it is.
And I mean, we can talk about it. We can speak on it a lot, you know. But this is how I tell people, I done been around it. Yeah. It's all throughout my family. We done had that. So it's not like we don't know what we're talking about. It was up and close and personal on the job. We didn't, you know, but like we were stating earlier, it was things that we didn't talk about. We didn't speak about even in our time. You know, we knew child molesters was out there, right, but they weren't out here as open as they were, that quote unquote. Now they are, but we didn't, you know, we was always, hey, you make sure this is how you talk. You make sure nobody touch you. You come back and tell me, right. This is the lesson, you know. And in your head, you be like, okay, I'm going back because if somebody touching me, I don't know why am I, you know, right. You don't know the reason.
Right, we would talk code words and everything.
Yeah, it's like you had past safe words, you had all kind of stuff.
It was taught, but it wasn't necessarily taught to our parents' generation and their generations prior to that. Just like right now. No one thinks that it's, well, some people think it's okay to date a 14-year-old and a 26.
Girl,
because that happened back here.
Baby, what is 14-year-old going to do for a 26-year-old?
I have no earthly. But hey.
But what a 25-year-old going to do with a 40-year-old? I have no earthly.
I don't know.
Y'all on the same mindset.
Because one should be here and the other one is here. And if that does transpire, am I judging you? No, I'm not going to judge you. But I am going to say, what do you have in common? That's it. What do you have in common? I understand that depression can draw another depressed person, which can draw another depressed person. Or some people can be in a relationship or have an issue by default. And I say that by...
They get together on issues.
Right. I got a ton of bull crap going on in my world. Just so happens she got a ton of bull crap going on in her world. So let's just be friends. I don't think that's healthy. You know, because at the end, when my friend really going to need some help, will I be able to pull out of mine
to help her? How you going to help, you know?
How do I pull myself out of mine? Because people who have mental illness think about themselves first. They have to anyway. That's what this mind right here tells them to do. This it tells, especially paranoid schizophrenia. I'm gonna take care of me first. You stop talking about me. You did this to me. Oh, you. It's always somebody else did it to them because of their paranoia. That's what they feel. Is it real? That's their demon. Again, their chemical unbalancing of here. That's why medication is really required for that.
Can they smoke weed and make it okay?
I mean, they probably could, but it's a suppression. All you're doing is suppressing it.
I was just wondering because, they putting it out there. And
CBD.
Yeah, weed is kind of one of those that's...
But that's, I mean, I ain't never,
like a person... Like the real, like weed, I ain't never knew nobody that actually can hurt people on weed. Now, the weed that's laced now is the one that's different,
I mean, because when you have anxiety, it's crazy because when you have anxiety and you have glaucoma, that's what they prescribed you. No, now I have not ever been high, but they prescribe certain things. They prescribe certain things. Now CBD has become worldwide. About to knock out
oils and
about to knock out some pharmaceuticals. But think about
get stock in
it. Find something that's going to help you. If your medication is not working, I'm going to say this 100 times. Go back to your physician and let them know what it's doing to you. Hey, I still hear voices.
You need to CBD.
Lord help. We be who we are if we didn't giggle.
So you need that all.
You need some CBD pills. And how about the one that go up under your tongue to keep you calm? You're going to need some of that too.
Get you some calms. Like calms really work over the counter at Walgreens.
Hey.
If you hyper calm them down, get you some calms.
Yeah. Anything to keep me right. But I'm going to tell you what I have heard, and my pastor says it's strong. When you have a faith-based home, you tend to can make a protective, I want to say a film of them. I won't say it's huge, but it's a protective film of them because God has helped them in a path where they're going to either at least take the medication they're supposed to or required to be taking, or they'll stay away from people who are going to cause them more harm than good.
Now, you do have some that are truly worse off to the point where they don't even want to take their medication.
Or fighting on people.
And you fight, and it's hard to make them take the medication. Those ones I would go to just put them in a home.
Right.
In the little care so they can
be seen appropriately.
Properly, yeah.
So that, our good police officers won't gun them down. Or their next door neighbor won't gun them down. Because they become a threat to society. And that's what I would never want to see a good person become, a threat to society.
And it's all because nobody know how to handle it.
Correct.
And so what the first thing becomes defense. If I don't know how to handle this situation, I don't know what's really going on, it become a defense. That's when all the shooting and they want to, automatically, I'm going to pull this trigger because I'm defending myself because it's something strange.
Right.
And they don't know.
Thinking about all that, it just be like, oh my God, like that man who got gunned down. It was kind of sad. They gunned him down in his own garage, and he was paranoid schizophrenia. Mm-hmm. He thought they were attacking him, so he ran toward them, and they gunned him down in his own garage. I mean, it's sad, but it's happening. This is the world that we're living in. Do we have to deal with it one person at a time? I think we can make a change. Just one person.
And I think some people need to start making, to me, with them as well. I mean, you can agree or disagree. I feel like they should have the medical alert type bracelets all the time. So the people, they can understand, okay, if they doing this, and then the laws come out, okay, it's something going.
He got he got a silver green bracelet. That means that he has a mental illness. Let's do something different. Some of them truly need they do. Some of them do need round the clock monitoring, and that's because I don't know if PTSD.
Oh, that's real.
That right there.
That's why they think they still in war.
and you don't even have to be an army vet or anyone to have PTSD. All you have to have is something traumatic happen,
and they at war.
your mind is
they at war with their mind.
That everything, and then I'm gonna tell you, the defense mechanism for someone who has PTSD is serious. It's serious, and those are one of the people that I know can hurt. Will hurt people. But of course, there's medication for that too. You know, like I say, everybody who has PTSD didn't go to war, but they had
their mind is at war.
Yeah, with themselves.
I mean, they at war with themselves. Yeah. Their mind is in the battle.
Right.
And they battling hard.
We knew a beautiful spirited young lady. We still know her, but we knew her. Beautiful spirit, but was always the victim.
Played the victim well.
In every single thing in life. I can't live here because this transpired. I can't do this because of this. Because the first thing that happened to her back here is still affecting her
here,
right here. And she's never let it go. And that's the worst part of PTSD that I have ever seen. To this day, she's a friend of mine, but I'm not a friend of hers because I did something that, as a friend, should have been done.
Huh?
Probably. But I did something that she felt that shouldn't have been done. That was called her on her BS. It's so many things that we can take as an individual, but I can't take that I'm gonna always have to protect you because you put yourself in a position where I always have to protect you.
I'm gonna be protected.
I didn't say when I'm gonna get a hug.
I don't know what I'm getting protected from, but
when I'm gonna get a hug, or when am I gonna get a hug, girl? You know what I'm saying? It's just like that commercial I love. Girl, y'all just got hit. You know?
Yeah. Girl, call when they have the doctor.
Okay. It's just, she's always saying that. You need to call, girl. You need to call 1-800.com.
He said in their mind they truly believe what they're saying.
They do. The story that is created back here moves here and becomes something so detrimental. Like I said, being that individual, she's not my friend, but I'm her friend. And when she wake up from whatever cloudy world she's in and ever get the opportunity to see this or hear it on her station, I want her to know that I only thought the best for her. And if she couldn't see that,
well, people are surrounded by a lot of things that persuade them differently. They're going to always see the bad and never the good. Mm-hmm. So I'm not apologizing for you saying what's bad for you. And you never see nothing good because I'm not apologizing for that.
So fast.
I'm not. I'm just going to be for real. Because if you had the opportunity for us to be friends and you can see the good qualities that I was already portraying to you, then you just decide automatically that something in your mind, you said that, oh, we're not going to be friends. And I don't know why we're not friends. You was never a friend of mine in the first place. So you could keep that negative part of you over there and you can keep you can blast and whatever you want to do, wherever you want to. And you can talk about me all you want to. I love you too. But at the end of the day, is I don't see the apology. I don't want to apologize for somebody else's actions because that's their action. I'm not apologizing for your actions.
I mean, I'm not apologizing for the actions. I only can apologize for one part of it, allowing you to anger me enough to say F you. I shouldn't get like that, but I did. And
well, some people got to hear that.
yeah.
I mean, some people really do. They actually, they don't understand it. And you be like, okay, I'm trying to be this friend to you. When I give you the advice that I'm giving you, and the advice that I'm giving you, you take it. It's opinion. I mean, right. I don't care nothing about it. I'm giving you my opinion.
Right.
You don't have to do is what I'm telling you to do, but I'm giving it to you. But don't make it turn back around and you come back and you stabbing me and you got some stuff to say because yes, it's going to be an FU. Because now you're not a friend to me. I'm not going to be the friend to you. But in the long run, at the end of the road, you still going to need me somewhere.
True that.
Somewhere. So don't never burn them bridges. Look, that's another topic and another discussion.
Right.
And
it was funny. There we had I had a
He said
gathering.
some people want a pity party.
They can have that pity party by themselves. I think after 10 years of the same thing, I was like, what the? And I just yeah. Yeah, I gave my all and I probably shouldn't have. But there was a gathering I was supposed to go to, and I didn't get the opportunity because, of course, business is always first and then pleasure. So the time had came and it was getting closer to that event to end. I felt like the individual who decided to address everybody in the group, that who didn't show, basically just cursed us all out for not showing, not even knowing what we didn't show for or why we couldn't show. At that time, that individual just didn't care. But like I said, it's always gonna be business first before I handle pleasure. So I'm always tell you, especially if it's on our less sip tea day, I'm going to be late because we can have less sip tea early or we can have it late. We never try to stay with the same time because life does get in the way. So I didn't make this gathering, and like I said, that individual went in, and at that moment, I kind of ignored it at first, but then when you gear at me and decide you want to put my name in a highlight to let me know you're talking about me, I had to let her have that bipolar moment, and I let that individual know we all go through something in life. We just have to figure out which way we're going to handle it. Some of us are stronger than others, and some of us have that gene, and that gene pushes us over here to depression, or that gene pushes us over here to have something else. Everybody don't have that gene, but again, I did say all of us, everybody has some piece of bipolar in them. It's a sense of control. We have to learn how to police ourselves, and at that time, the little individual couldn't police her mouth, and so I lost a friend that day. I had to let her know that I am.
Look, she can lose that friend because that friend will never let another friend come in and mess up her friendship.
Exactly, because I'm not. If Nicole is having a party and she invited 20 people and 10 show, let's say 5 show, I'm not gonna curse everybody out in the group and say you didn't come. You know, to let them know that you won't feed into. Correct. I can't. If I feed into yours, I gotta feed into everybody else's, and I tend to be a magnet for people who have issues for some reason. No disrespect to anyone, but I tend to have that magnet. It seems like God bring a lot of people my way who always need me, and
I don't always have the help. I can give you resources.
I don't always have the help, but my heart is
so her heart is so big. She's gonna want to try to help you. And then I'll be the one, but like, girl, this person right here is full of crap. Like, we just had a situation like this, but I'm not even going to get into this. Like, I'm not even going to that, you know, because we're going to stay on topic. We talk about mental health. And I feel like that person got a mental issue, too, because, you know, mentally, if you want to stay in an environment and in the environment that you're living in, there's something wrong with you. I mean, that's how I look at certain things.
And the thing about it is sometimes, you know, people do not believe, or let's say it like this. Yeah, I'll say it just like that. Some people don't believe that they deserve more than what they're getting. So if they're getting something good and they've never been treated good, I think that they self-sabotage. And when they self-sabotage, I don't want to wash my hands, but somewhere in there I gotta, you know, because I know for a fact that that individual has those type of issues. And I know for a fact that that individual can't take medication right now. So it is a hurt, you know. But hey, we live and we learn. We live and we learn. But I did want to say, just in case if you were not on earlier, that we do now have Quad Divas Radio. And today we are on the radio as well as
got our radio station.
And we're on Instagram today. So we decide, and we were on YouTube. So we decided to just worldly round ourselves today because we were super excited about this new radio station. Now this radio station is going to be epic. And I say that that because, like I said, right now we're on Let's Sip Tea. Well, Let's Sip Tea will be on the radio today. We played music earlier. I hope that you guys get an opportunity to hear us on the radio. If you don't hear us here on live or you don't hear us on Instagram, to check us out on the radio. We're gonna try to play.
And we on iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify. So our channel is on those channels. So.
TV is, yes. We hope to see TV soon.
Oh, we working on that. Trust me, I'm working. Look, we like to be on.
We're trying to get on. So that's my little commercial break. I'm gonna finish the commercial break real quick. And with that being said, we have a new adventure. It'll be brought up on Talking Dirty After Dark, but we just want to let you know that we now have a Quad Divas romance that we have just brought ourselves into as well. Heads up to our sister, Charlotte Allen, for introducing us to that opportunity. We just want everybody to know that 2020, we hope to uplift you even more. We hope to talk about the topics that you need to hear. We hope to bring people in that you want to talk to or that needs to be here to talk to you. Also, I wanted to let any woman or girl that is listening, I don't think we're going to even count out the dads. But if you have a daughter and, but what age group? If you have a daughter 12 and up, we have our second annual Let's Sip Tea. And we haven't got our location yet, but it is empowering women. Empower women. Let's work together. So that is what we're going to be talking about on that. And I really hope that everybody get an opportunity. We'll put that on the website. But again, this topic was about mental awareness and the suicide. Let's help our youth, please. Let's listen to them. Let's listen to them. Let's listen to them. If you saw a 3-year-old crying in the street and he said he could not find his mommy, guess what? We listen. So just because they're 18.
Quad males, too. I got you, Herman. Quad males.
Hey, you want to gear that up? We got you.
But I do want to let you know, make sure they do call the suicide hotline. We're going to keep putting it out there. It's 800-273-8255. And we want, to make sure people are aware it is a hotline where people actually are more professional trained for that as well.
Because I'm going to tell you, if you want accountability in something that you're wanting to reach, get a life coach, license.
We can sit, we'll talk.
But you want a therapist to get you past that hump of depression, get you past that bipolar thought, get you past your paranoid schizophrenia. But again, if you want someone licensed to make you accountable of what you're wanting, a therapist is what you need. And that's the reason why we are continuously keep putting that number out there, because we want you to get help. It is between you and the individual on that phone. And they say they will talk you through. I mean, I was reading it while we're talking. I always tend to read, so I do apologize. But I love to know what I'm saying before I'm saying it. So if you know anybody who is going through it, even Metro Care on Lancaster Road in Dallas, Texas. And I believe that, I do believe it's still on Lancaster Road. They have a telephone number. If you call them and you go through the prompts and you tell them that someone is needing help right now, they will send someone right then and there. And the only reason why I know that is because I had to call for someone. Explain what a life coach does, because people may not know. Again, like a life coach makes you accountable for you. Yeah. So if you decide that I want to be, okay, she's my accountability coach. When I get to the point where I'm getting too giving, she reels me back in. So we always have to have someone to make us accountable. If I get too giving, I have to have someone to say, hey, remember you said you didn't want to. We don't tell you what to do. We let your words be what it is.
And we go off of what you telling us.
We build you from what you're saying that you're wanting. Mm-hmm. That is what a life coach does. So they hold you accountable.
We're gonna talk.
Yeah.
But we hold you accountable.
Right. And in effect, we do that here.
Right.
Blessed Tea is basically us giving life coach. Yeah. We give out life coach lessons. We hold ourselves accountable. We take what we hear outside and what people want to talk about outside, and we bring it in here and we convey that message. But here, when we do our job as a life coach, we make you accountable for what you say you're going to do.
And it's a different approach.
We call you. It's different. We call you. We check on you. And we check in with one another. However many times, if you say, I want to talk to you 3 times a week, guess who's available for you? 3 times a week. That's why I said business comes first, and then I play. So that's what a life coach is. Certified licensed life coach.
To talk
if
to
you have suicidal threats, no, we cannot.
Now I can refer you. Now what I can do, I'm gonna call this number, and I'm gonna take you to 911.
That is correct.
And we're gonna get you that. Now I can get you there. Correct. Now but I can't sit here and tell you not to do this and do this because I don't know what you got going on. Because like I said, it's more chemical imbalance. Something might be happening with you. I can't give you that part.
That's correct. Hey, Santobi. But hey, so hello to you, Quarter. Hello. But yeah, so that's what a life coach does. We hold you accountable for what you want to be done. You all have the perfect platform for people to express what they're going through. You know what? We really hope that it helps in some kind of way. We really do. That's why we speak about whatever is going on in real world. Now, buffoonery.
I mean, if you want to talk to buffoonery, if you want to have that conversation, I'm going to give you the real life coach of that. We don't want to hear that. Like you said, but, I mean, we are here, like we said, Honey John saying we are hitting on topics and talking about subjects that no one else wants to talk about. We're trying to get the awareness out there, the resources out there for you as well, because, like I said, we can't control suicide. That's Correct. Something we can't do.
Correct.
But we can give you resources and we can try to help guide you to the right place and find the proper channel for you.
Right.
But other than that, that's all we can do.
Right. Yes. That is so true. I mean, there's businesses that have life coaches, so we do gear with businesses, but we gear here on Ivory Grand chapter under the umbrella of Lustive Tea. We do that here for free. That is us. We are giving back to any way we can. So if you are needing to talk about something, that's the reason why we always say comment, share, call. We want to know because your thoughts of what you're wanting to hear could be the next topic. What's today's tea? It's mental health and suicide. That's today's tea. And I want to bring a small commercial out. I can't remember the name of her company, but it's Creations. But her name is Walandra Hayes, and she is wonderful. She made this for me. I want to take a shout out also to my play brother Socrates. His real name is Sean Thomas. He is excellent on logos because he did his thing on that logo. And I want to also take a quick shout out about the foundation that's coming up. You can actually donate to it. It's www.TatianaTayJeffersonFoundation.org. If you want to know more about that, please call us 214-669-3680. Donate. There is also going to be coming a fundraiser in regards to the young lady who was shot and killed in her own home in Fort Worth
by the Fort Worth
police. Wow.
It was a wellness check
about this yesterday. Oh, what was you guys talking about, Santobi? Shout out to Herman. Shout out to Herman for always being her number one fan. We thank you.
What was it about?
Okay, so
tell him to call in. Call in and tell us what y'all was talking about yesterday.
You want to call in? The telephone number to call in is 214-669-3680. Yeah. We're going to surprise some of you guys when we pull out our heritage and start speaking Espanol.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not finna speak Espanol, nothing. And I had that part, but I just not gonna be able to say it. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say, I know what you're saying, and then I'm gonna write it. I write it in Spanish. She can speak it, and I write it in Spanish. But me speaking Spanish, I'm not gonna happen because it might come out something wrong.
You know that verb and that predicate be killing me,
man. We're like, why is this verb in this place?
Yes, that is the telephone number. If you want to tell us what you guys were talking about on yesterday, and you want to be live on the radio, Facebook, and Instagram, yes, sir. 214-669-3680.
Please call in, because
we're about to shut it down.
We was just about to shut it down, but since you got on, we want to hear your thoughts and what you were speaking about, and what you was talking about yesterday. Call in right now. We just want to keep going. We do have Quad Divas radio station.
Yes.
Kudos.
Woo!
We're so excited.
Broadcast today.
We do have the Quad Divas romance.
Hello, Tyler. Are you there? Hey. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Got here barbecuing, checking in and seeing how the team manages.
We doing good. So what was y'all talking about yesterday?
Well, you talking about suicide. I was asking him, have he ever, it just popped up, have you ever considered suicide?
Uh-huh.
And he said he did. And I said, wow, so he was kind of very impulsive.
And let her know.
Like the sister girl and watching him work.
Uh-huh.
And he kept on coming up with excuse after excuse while he was a little bit slow doing what he needed to do. And I just made a verbal comment. He said, yes, you tried it before. And I was like, oh, but woman, he was like, she had contributed to that, but it wasn't just on her. It was more about his inability to cope with stress and, not meeting certain standards and all this. And I brought it up because I had also had another friend who owns a detail car shop, an auto shop where he fixes stuff, and he told me he had a 21-year-old son who was here to inherit that. He's no business, and his wife works with him. She's like the secretary, and he had told me his son had killed himself, committed suicide over a broken heart, and at the age of 21. And so I was like, wow.
Right.
And it's like, you think that our generation would be stronger than that, but surprisingly, I'm finding out they're not.
No. Nope.
I don't know if it's the peer pressure or the lack of fatherly guidance in their life, which cause somebody to feel that their life is that unvaluable,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more of, to me, a lot of it is the communication. A lot of it is a lot of us not really checking on our kids to see if they truly, how they know how to, like I said earlier, it's the coping skills. You got to teach your kids how to cope.
True that.
So if you're not teaching them how to cope with a lot of things, and you always up in an uproar and tight about something,
right,
they're learning nothing but what? Oh,
being uptight.
You're not teaching them how to deal with obstacles that come in their way, because everybody gonna have it. You got to face it.
The thing about it is having proper tools in place. And like Nicole was saying, one of our biggest tools that we keep failing one another with is communication. Being able to say, if I walk in a room and I tell my friends I'm sad, I could have a whole giggle on my face, but just because I said I was sad, they know, yeah, I'm sad. That's the first thing that's going to come out to me. What you sad for? Everything else went out the window. The smile, the laugh, the gesture. Because I said I'm sad, they want to know what I'm sad for. sometimes when we walk into a room, and if I was that individual and no one knew me or someone did know me, and I walk in the room and I said, I'm sad, and I'm still smiling and I still have the giggle, then everyone's going to say, oh, she's okay. She's just playing because she's laughing.
Right.
But sometimes we got to take for granted that that's all we know how to do is we put that mask on. That's where we become inadequate. We don't know when we're supposed to or not say something. We become inadequate. You have to talk to kids, not at them because they will shut down. And not just children anymore.
It's
we have to talk to grown people too. We got grown people that are shut down just because you tell them that's not right what you're doing. I mean, and then of course you get people who's going to come up with saying that you're being judgmental. Not being judgmental. We all know. Even the Bible says that we all know right
from wrong.
From wrong.
Well, you're supposed to be taught that too.
Well, yeah.
Because a lot of people,
if your daddy beating on your mammy, then that's all you know. You think that's right. But that's another topic for another time and not today. But yeah, that's really sad. And I can't and will not imagine how that feels. I can't.
So what happened when you had that conversation with him? Is he still like confided in you more and talking to you?
He was, I think he was over that. That had happened, I guess, some years ago.
But is he truly over it?
Right, I was going to say.
Because if he,
I don't think he was truly over it. I just think maybe it was a time of year and it hit him. Because we talked about that once before, especially us as women. We tend to, we're fine. And we're not. That's why I said if I walked in the room, I started smiling, and I just said, I am so sad, and I'm still smiling.
Right.
Anyone who does not know me would think, oh, gosh, she's just playing because she's still giggling, she's still smiling. But my friends will hear the common word, why are you sad? That's what they're going to ask me. Why are you sad? Because I have come in a room with a whole smile on my face and be like, I am so sad. And by the end of that conversation, I done broke down into a ball. But I had to smile just to make the world leave me alone. Because sometimes when, that's that trigger word, when you say, what's wrong? And somebody just break. Sometimes somebody needs to hear that you care enough to say, what's wrong?
No doubt about that. And sometimes it won't hurt at all to just be that extra helper to stop somebody from going over.
Right. Or that extra ear.
Right. People do it. I used to call them courtesy, like
thank you, Herman.
Covering somebody, even if they aren't, up to whatever standards you're looking at. Just tell them, it don't hurt to give out no company.
It doesn't.
Somebody, hey, I love you. I'm thinking.
Hey,
no,
it's a whole thing. That love does not cost a thing. It does not cost a thing. Love doesn't.
I look at it every day. I see, guys when I'm passing here and there in the mall or at the shopping center or whatever, and so rolled up on each other for not even, for no purpose.
For no reason. Yeah.
You can't say, what's going on, brother? And they hit you back with, oh, ain't nothing much. Instead of you just giving them all, hey, better like, I saw somebody the other day, what was that, I think it was like a Dollar General or something, and some brother said something to me to the extent of, it was like, what's going on? Slow motion. That's what he hit me with. I hit back, but there's better than no motion at all.
Amen.
And the brother tripped out by the look he looked at the response that he gave me by his expression.
Mm-hmm.
It told me that, hey, yeah, it's slow, but it's better than no motion. So he actually considered what I was saying.
Right.
Right.
Look at the bright side. You're still moving.
Right.
You're still breathing. You're still going down and people up in a heartbeat. Sometimes it's good to tell a brother what's going on.
Right.
Instead of just what's up. Well, this is what's going on, man.
Right.
The bombing, you heard about the gas and all that. You heard about the protest. So, man, add on to the conversation other than just what's up, because, being a good teacher or a good speaker, you got to pay attention to the other person's,
Correct.
Some people we don't know how to open up. A lot of us so maybe eccentric and afraid to be judged, which you were saying about the transgenderism.
Right.
So just pay attention sometimes, flat shoulders, you know. A lot of times, if you really just about to help the spirit, or you just reach out to try to help create joy or just a little uplifting life. That's something that I feel that should be contagious.
Right.
For real.
That should be spread at random as well. I appreciate the talk about suicide. I see a lot of people post on Facebook about it, the awareness for cancers and all other type of ailments, but yet you hear them talk about suicide much. It's like that's a great topic.
Yeah, because a lot of that stuff, the mental state of the person's mind, it all, like we said, they playing. It's a battlefield they're going through.
Correct.
So you don't know when, time, or hour that somebody's really contemplating suicide. You never know. You know,
it could be just like what Herman said, in an instant.
Right.
It just happened. Because we don't know what we did or said that pushed them over one more teeter and they're tired.
That's it. Sometimes that be that last strong.
Double back, right.
Or it gave them some type of confirmation.
But you know what? It takes a village. And I start with saying I commend you for even calling in, number one. And number two, just giving insight, just to be that brother who wants to pour into another brother. I give you nothing but respect on that. That's a beautiful thing.
And continue talking to that brother.
Continue to talk to all men that will listen.
Yeah.
Because as I was saying, it seems to be hitting harder with our young men. I mean, our women, we're having it. But I think it's because something brought something on to bring something on to bring something on. And They feel like, okay, I'm done. I can't. And that's when it happens. But our men, they have so much. I mean...
Y'all keep a lot bottled in.
Mr. D said it once just beautiful. He said, men, they cry in the shower because they don't want us women to think that they're punk. Yeah. And I was like...
You know what I mean? In the rain. You know, like she said, in the rain sometimes. It's understood because we got different standards, you know?
Right.
Since youth, we're told equality, you know, synonymous with, wimpy,
y'all supposed to be the strength of the one for the woman.
Right.
Right. So it's like hard for people to, especially when they express ourselves with this attack on, this attack on the black men.
Right.
Young boys.
Right.
In particular. I look at the elders in the community and those working class, I say bourgeois, look at the people who have a semblance of respectability. They should have a duty. You know, they should actually be accountable and step in. I was looking on Facebook about this post where this school had utilized social media and they needed, I think they needed 55 mentors, men to volunteer to mentor, and they got like 500 or something like that.
That's beautiful.
And because some of those students didn't have a father figure to step in, and you had over 500 men stepped up and stepped in those shoes to be a mentor. So I thought that was wonderful. It seems as though that the standard, that's pushed over by the media is something that ties to the feminization of the male image, okay?
Right.
So I look at the brothers who aren't on that agenda, who haven't, given in to that world, to that viewpoint, and step up and say something. It don't hurt to.
Right.
A guy, a little brother, putting his pants up, not showing.
Right.
It don't hurt to tell a brother, hey man, that's how you talk to your mother. You talk to your sister like that. You actually talk to them and treat your daughter like that. And show them and give them a semblance of, hey man, you're supposed to represent the king running around here. That's how you think that a king should represent. It's all about the willingness of the environment, the time, and there's so much negativity going on. Just put a little bit more positive, just show a little positiveness in wherever the area of the position where you happen to be. Just do it. It don't hurt you just do it. That's all I'm about. I'm about trying to counter that shit and balance it out a little bit. It's just
One person at a time, right. It's just one person at a time. You know what? That is all we're required to do. One person at a time. We're only required to touch one person at a time. If I can teach you something about life or teach you something about religion, whatever I'm supposed to be doing at that particular time, I'm only supposed to reach one at a time. And we always say, if we reach one person each segment, we did our job. That is what we feel. If we reach 100, we're excited. We're ecstatic. Thousands, we're even more ecstatic. But going through the emotions of just living and not knowing how to live because you're not getting the proper help that you're needing, it's hurtful. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
At all. What did come from our conversation was I was able to share something with him that was shared with me by another co-worker, Jeremy, a friend I used to work with out of Southwest. He told me that as he was coming up, I think one of his parents, father, somebody told him this or showed him or it came upon him on his own to draw a circle around himself looking down and control everything within that circle. This is what I shared with this brother Kevin yesterday. I was like, man, one of my friends had told me to draw a circle around myself and try to focus on controlling and maintaining everything within that circle and try not to, and put a barrier, try not to let things outside of that circle interfere with what's in that circle. If it's just around yourself, and that way you can give yourself at least a mental defense that you can look at and like, okay, man, this is affecting me, causing my emotions, or triggering anything to cause me to act or react in a self-destructive way, and that's pretty much Sean Kelly. When you go play, my journey is just having a ball. Hey, when you go play? All right. Anyway, I was sharing with him just put a circle around yourself, and when things get difficult, just look at that circle, and it'll give you introspective perspective on yourself. On, hey, man, should I react? Should I think if I do something outside, channel all this negative hatred or this talking down these people, or I'm feeling certain way when you walk in the room, the vibe that people pick up. The auras, and you can pick up on when somebody walk in the room and they sad, honey. It's like if you really are of that nature, if you just a naturally vindictive or hateful or spiteful type of person, you probably wouldn't want to care about why honey sad. You wouldn't care, but if you were really a caring person, which you are by nature, think nothing else reaching out to help somebody else. It's been a pleasure being able to express this. And suicide is very real. Mental illness is very real.
It is.
I personally had to deal with mental illness in my life, and oh man, it was a trip trying to tell people that you see things or you feel a certain way that they're not familiar with. But, oh, you crazy? Well, it's so what,
We all are.
In that type of form, and then you realize, who was that? I think his name was the late Robin Williams, the comedian.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I had read an article of him. He had said that everybody is given amount of craziness, and a certain amount of it, the thing is trying to hold on as much to the craziness as you can.
Uh-huh.
In addition to that, it's all like the last. In addition to that, I know that there's a word in Islam it's called insan, which is spelled similar to insane without the e. And what it means is true man. That's what insan means in Islam. It's a true man. And if you think about pretty much the Christian religion, most of the wise men, they were considered crazy at one point in time. They were a madman. It was called all type of names, that in actuality they weren't. Depending on And we're going to get through this, y'all. I appreciate the time and you allow me to come on and share my
Right. We know you got some intellectual thoughts and process. We know you get on here and tell us some things.
Next time, come earlier.
I try. I try. I just do what I do when I do it.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you calling in.
Like I said, I appreciate y'all having me. Keep on shining, Queen.
We will.
Thank you.
All right, now. Bye-bye. Y'all have a good one.
You two have a great weekend.
We'll get with you on the side piece.
Calling in.
Anytime.
All right.
Listen, the number when y'all calling out, I keep missing it, so I said, well, let me go and write this down. I'll be able to get in there this time.
Okay.
All right, let me get out here, y'all. All right, y'all have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.
We want to thank Shantobi for giving his insight and all that's going on. And like he said, suicide is truly real. I thank anyone and everyone that is listening today, listening tomorrow, or listening in the future. I thank you all for listening. It is Happy New Year to you all. We love you. We care. And if you need anything that we can help with resource-wise, call us 214-669-3680. Other than that, we're going to let you guys have the rest of your day. Let's stay enjoy. Let's have a conversation. Let's sip tea. We're out.